Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful week, a good day. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice. So, this practice today is going to be to try to find this balance between opening your heart. So, when you want to receive more love, or when you want to kind of put yourself out there a little bit more, or maybe connect more into how you're feeling, and then also being able to not close off, but to protect yourself if you're in a situation that is weighing heavily on you, or if you're around people who just aren't really, driving with you too well. So we're going to work on finding the balance between so that you can still be open and receptive in situations that make you feel good, but then also be protected and comforted in situations that maybe don't make you feel so good. Yeah. As you can see in my Hug You Later shirt, I know there's a lot of us who aren't having any human contact right now. This is also just a great practice to come to if you feel like you need a little love for yourself. I would recommend some tools for today's practice. 2 blocks might be handy, or a couple sturdy stacks of books, a strap, a belt, a tie, a long sleeve shirt, something long that you can grab onto is going to be useful, and also a blanket. We're actually going to start with the blanket. So I want you, it doesn't have to be any fancy type of blanket, even a towel works. I want you to fold your blanket or towel kind of like this. It's a nice long rectangle shape. And then you're going to roll the blanket fairly tight. And you can determine how big or small of a roll you would like. So I usually like mine about here. And then you'll place your blanket, your roll, kind of towards the top of the mat. And we're going to lay back on this blanket so that our shoulders are on the blanket. Head is off of the roll. Feel free to adjust. So when you get there, you'll want a gentle heart opener with the blanket. So adjust if you need to. And once you find a height, a roll that is comfortable for you, come to lie on your back in any way that feels best. And once you land, begin to deepen your breath. With each inhale, really fill up through the entirety of your torso. And with each exhale, allow it all to release back out. Few more deep breaths just to allow your body, your mind to settle, become present on your mat. Do one more nice deep breath. Before we start to move, bring to mind one thing you are grateful for today. If your legs are straight like mine are, bend into your knees, place your feet to the floor, and then roll over to one side. Take a pause there in this little fetal position. And then press up just enough so you can move your blanket out of the way. Set it off to the side, and then come back on your back. Draw both knees into your chest. So maybe you grab a hold of them, maybe you don't. Wherever you find yourself, I invite you to take some movement here from side to side. Or maybe roll a bit on your low back. Make some circles there. Then curl up into a little ball. We take that opposite motion of our heart opener with the blanket. Maybe you can kiss your knees. And then release. Knees are bent, feet come to the floor. Feet, ankles are just about beneath your knees. You'll be able to tell what feels comfortable for you. Arms are flat down by your sides. On your inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips. Tuck your tailbone, so you'll draw your tailbone toward your ankles. We're coming to a low bridge here. Really squeeze and activate your glutes. And then exhale, release. I'm going to do that a few more times. So on an inhale, lift up into this low bridge. Tailbone is neutral, glutes are active. Breathe here. So when we're doing back bends, heart openers, we actually really need our glutes to be engaged and turned on because that's going to help to find and keep length in your low back and protect it. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. I know it might seem strange to need active glutes for opening the heart, finding this balance that we seek today. Go exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. I know for myself, I've noticed over the years of practicing that when I don't engage my glutes, then my low back starts to get mad at me. Exhale, lower. Let's do one more. Inhale. And lift your arms up, palms face towards the sky like you're holding a tray. Left hand comes to the right fingertips, pull back, stretch out your wrist. Continue to breathe. I know the glutes are burning. Switch your wrist stretch. Just a couple more rounds of breath. And then exhale, release the wrist, release the glutes. And then option to roll off to one side and press your way up. Or you can rock and roll the length of your spine and come to a seat in that way. Come on to your hands and knees. So this is another place where the blanket might be helpful. As we come into neutral tabletop, set up for a few rounds of cat-cow. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Bow underneath the shoulders, maybe a bit further forward. Knees are about beneath the hips. On your inhale, you'll drop your belly slightly, keep your core engaged, and then lift your tailbone, heart, gaze comes forward. Exhale, drop the tailbone round through your spine. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. Continue just like this. One more round. And come on back to neutral. Walk your arms out in front of you. As we come into puppy pose, your hips will stay high. You can actually stay right here. Maybe you start to drop your chest down. Maybe you come down onto the forearms. Maybe you tent up onto the fingertips. Forehead comes towards the ground. Don't want to strain the neck by placing the chin down. And then slowly bring your hands back in and come down onto your forearms if you're not there already. And an inhale, puff up through your shoulders as if you're in cat pose. Tuck the toes under, and then lift your hips for dolphin. So as we seek balance between opening our hearts, but then also finding shelter within, it's important to find strength in the shoulders. Everything is connected in your body. So your heart is the center, but then your hands, fingers, arms, and shoulders are extensions of the heart. And exhale, slowly release, knees come down. Sit your hips back towards your heels, arms come back by your feet. Rest your forehead down. Bring your arms back forward. Come onto your hands and knees. Puff up through your shoulders as if you're in cat once more. Tuck the toes under. This time lift up and back to downward facing dog. Once there, you can pedal out through your feet. Keep your fingers spread nice and wide. Sits bones reach up towards the sky. And then bend your knees and walk your hands back towards your feet. Once you're there, keep your knees bent. Head hangs heavy, arms can dangle, they can touch the floor. And really press into your feet, and as you inhale, come up. Walk to the top of your mat. We'll find our strap, whatever else you have in lieu of a strap. If you have something like this, unwind it. And bring each end of the strap into your hands. So depending on your shoulders, how they're feeling today, the strap might need to go wider or it might need to go closer together. We'll start a little bit wider than the shoulders. On your inhale, lift your arms up. Now you can stay right here. This might be the fullest extent that your shoulders want to go to today. Maybe you can come back towards the back of your head. Maybe you come back and down. And come back up and over. You're going to want to keep an eye on your elbows. If you're here and your elbows start to bend, that means go wider. Want to keep those elbows nice and straight. Something called shoulder flossing. We don't need to do this fast. Honestly, the more slowly you can do it, the more open I feel my shoulders can become. You can really start to notice how your shoulders move in the shoulder socket. Let's do one more. Let's keep the strap in our hands, reach the arms up, and then lean up and over towards one side. Inhale, back center. And then exhaling up and over to the other side. And then inhale, back center. And while we have the strap handy, come to the long edge of your mat, step your feet wide, toes turn in just slightly. We're going to come back and bring our hands together. This is, again, since you have the strap, we're going to go ahead and take this now. So maybe your hands can touch today. Maybe you just feel better grabbing opposite elbows, or you can use our strap, whatever other tool you have right now, so we can take this nice heart opener. So we'll start here. Shoulders roll together, heart lifts slightly, gaze stays neutral. This is stop one. Maybe you bend your knee slightly, send your sits bones back and lean forward. Arms reach overhead. Wherever you end up, continue to breathe. And then go ahead, release your straps. If you're forward, stay forward. Bend your knees, sit your hips back, and bring your forearms to your thighs. Find a halfway lift through your spine. Really root down through your feet and then come up to stand. Step your feet together, come to the top of your mat. This is where the blocks might be. New friend. Set your blocks kind of towards the outside of your mat. Take a couple half sun salutations just to get the blood flowing. Inhale, arms stretch up high. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Inhale, hands can come to your blocks, your shins, your thighs, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Keep a slight bend in your knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to stand, arms stretch high. Exhale, hands to heart. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, deepen your fold. Inhale, stretch up to stand, arms reach high. Exhale, palms to heart center. Rest one hand on your heart, the other on top of that. Either close your eyes or find a spot out in front of you to settle your gaze. Maybe you can feel the beat of your heart beneath your palms. And bring to mind one way that you can find more love for yourself. You can show more self-love today. Release your arms. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, step your left leg back. And then gently lower your knee down. We want this 90-90 formation of our legs. You can walk your blocks back. You can also have fingertips to the ground. Pull your heart through. Really press through your front foot. This action here is going to help you to come up right. You're going to want to draw the front heel back, back knee forward. So help to stabilize your legs so you can lift up. Breathe your neutral pelvis once again. So we don't want this curvature in our spine. We don't want to be pressing forward. We want to stay in this 90-90. And then inhale, lift your arms up high. Exhale, right arm comes back, left arm comes forward, open twist. Inhale, arms back to center. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, center. One more exhale, arms open wide. And then inhale, center. Take a full round of breath. On your next exhale, arms draw out like goalposts as you lift your heart high. Strong glutes. Keep that left glute really active as you lift out through your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Step the back foot in. Lift up halfway. And then we'll switch it out. Right knee, leg steps back, right knee drops. Same formation. Draw your heart through for a moment. I forgot to mention this on the other side, but if this back knee hurts being on your mat, you can always place your blanket beneath it. Firm up through the legs, draw the back knee forward, left foot back. This isometric contraction so you can lift up. Engage through your right glute. Inhale, arm stretch high. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, arms lift high. Exhale, draw the elbows down. Keep your right glute engaged. Heart lifts. Continue to breathe. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands down. This time, draw your left knee back to meet your right. You can set your blocks off to the side or towards the front of your mat. And then come to rest back in child's pose. Toes together, knees together, toes together, knees wide. You have the option this time in child's pose to reach your arms forward. Maybe bend your elbows. Hands come to prayer behind the head or at the nape of your neck. And go ahead, extend the arms forward and come down onto your belly any way that makes sense for you. We'll start off in Sphinx Pose. So elbows are beneath your shoulders or slightly forward, palms press into the earth. Glutes are strong even here. Tops of your feet press down. Maybe your kneecaps start to lift up off of the mat. And then exhale, lower down. Press one palm on top of the other, stack fists. Take a moment to release. And then lift your head and extend your arms out in front of you. You guys can see this. As you inhale, lift your right leg, left arm. Exhale, release. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, release. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your arms, maybe lift your legs. And we'll start to do those cactus arms like we did in our lunge. Exhale, pull the elbows in. Inhale, reach out front. Exhale, pull. Keep your glutes engaged. Continue just like this. We don't often have this pulling motion in yoga. We often just do a lot of pushing into the earth. So it's nice to have this pulling motion. And then exhale, release. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, open your mouth, let out a sigh. And extend your arm out to the right, coming right out from your shoulder. Left hand comes beneath the left shoulder. Start to roll open, so roll onto the right shoulder blade to come into little wing. So you might stay with your hips pretty close to the earth. Maybe you stack one leg on top of the other. Maybe you bend into your left leg to place your foot to the floor. Maybe you bring both feet. Nope, not for me, but might be for you. Or maybe you reach back to clasp your hands. Or just do a little half bind. Exhale, slowly come back to center. We'll switch it out. Left arm moves out to the side. Roll on open towards that left arm. All the same options available here. Wherever you end up, continue to breathe. And then exhale, release. Hands come beneath your shoulders. Press your way on up. And then come into a seated position. Actually, once you're seated, Feet to the floor, knees bent. And then draw the soles of your feet together, knees wide, come into butterfly pose. So if this feels uncomfortable at all, maybe your hips are talking to you, you can grab your books, your blocks, place them beneath your knees. You can also bring your feet further away to have a more diamond shape pose, whichever you prefer. And then you'll extend your arms out into a T and bring the right arm beneath the left to take eagle arms. So either grab opposite shoulders, wrap once, wrap twice. I also just learned this cool trick. You bring your right hand on top of your left, and then just fold your arms in and draw the elbows away. So you have lots of different options here. I'm going to come here today. Wherever you end up, see if you can draw the elbows away from the face. Hands come towards the forehead. Maybe take a little rounding in. Go to a place where you can start to feel a nice stretch along the back of your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up, we'll unravel, and then opposite, left arm on top, same options. Wherever you end up again, elbows away from the face, hands away from the face if they're not on your shoulders, and then round yourself in. Inhale, lift on up, and then exhale, release. Hands come to the thighs. Draw your knees together. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe drop your forehead towards your knees. And then inhale, lift up, and make your way down onto your back. Nutmeg's going to join me for Savasana today. Hey, girl. So once you're down on your back, take another moment to squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Find those circles again if that felt good. I know with a lot of back bending, even if your glutes are super engaged, sometimes the low back can still be affected. So we're going to take just a gentle releasing twist. Bring your feet wide, maybe as wide as your mat, knees together. And start to windshield wiper your knees slowly, gently from side to side. And then come back to stillness, knees drop together. So this is often a way I take my Shavasana. You can also have your legs extended. You could have our butterfly Baddha Konasana legs as we did in our last pose. Feet together, knees wide. You determine what is right in your perfect self, your perfect form, and take these next couple minutes to rest. Allow your body to fully receive this practice. And just as anything in life, it is important to find balance. It's important in this case to find balance so that you can keep yourself protected in moments where you may need it, but also keep an open heart for those days when you really could use some love. You really want to be receptive to the world around you. I know with all that is happening in the world right now, I feel really easy to either stay closed off all the time, or it can be really easy to want to open your heart to everyone and give every single bit of love that you have. I encourage you to continue to find balance within. You can stay in your final rest for as long as you'd like. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today. Namaste.